What if the faces leading Washington aren't human at all? Picture this. A senator freezes mid-speech, eyes flickering unnaturally. Caught on camera, dismissed as a glitch. But was it? Rumors of reptilian overlords have haunted power corridors for decades, and the clues are piling up. From eerie behaviors to ancient whispers, this video uncovers the unsettling hints lurking in America's capital. Stick around, because what you're about to see might make you question everything you thought you knew about who's really in charge. Washington, D.C., the heart of power, where every word and gesture is calculated. Or is it? Let's rewind to July 2019. Senator Charles Grayson, mid-debate, stops dead. His hands tremble, his voice cracks, and for a split second, his eyes, caught on live TV, seem to shift, almost slit-like, before he blinks it away. The clip went viral, then vanished from mainstream feeds. A glitch, they said, a trick of the light, but those who saw it couldn't unsee it. Why did he look so inhuman, and why was the footage scrubbed so fast? It's not just Grayson. Take Congresswoman Elena Hart in 2022. During a press conference, she fumbles a question about security leaks, then lets slip a phrase, "The others won't like this." The others? Reporters pressed her, but she laughed it off, claiming exhaustion. Yet her smile, tight, unblinking, felt off. Viewers flooded forums, asking, was she hiding something or signaling someone? These moments aren't rare if you know where to look. Politicians caught in fleeting, uncanny acts, twitches, stares, words that don't add up. Then there's the 2016 Capitol Hill incident. A junior aide, Mike still hot, whispers to a colleague, he's shedding again. The audio leaks, the aide's fired, and the story's buried. Shedding what? Skin? Secrets? No one dared ask on record, but the internet ran wild. Reptilian theories flared. Could these be cracks in a mask we're not supposed to notice? Think about it. These aren't scripted gaffes or tired slip-ups. They're too strange, too specific. What if these aren't mistakes at all, but glimpses of something or someone slipping through? Power demands control, yet here, control falters in ways that defy explanation. Are we watching humans under pressure, or something else entirely, struggling to blend in? And here's the kicker. This isn't the first time Washington's elite have raised eyebrows. History's got more to say, if you're willing to dig deeper. If these moments in Washington raise eyebrows, what about the whispers from history? Let's step back, way back to Mesopotamia 4,000 years ago. The Sumerians carved tales of the Anunnaki, towering beings from the stars, often depicted with serpentine traits. Were they gods, aliens, or something else? Texts call them rulers, shaping humanity's first cities. But here's the twist. Some translations hint they never left. Could their bloodlines still echo in power today? Fast forward to ancient India. The Mahabharata speaks of Nagas, serpent-like beings, wise and cunning, living underground, sometimes mingling with kings. Were these myths or memories? In Mesoamerica, Quetzalcoatl, the feathered serpent, wasn't just worshipped, he was a leader, a lawgiver. Cultures oceans apart share this thread. Reptilian figures tied to authority. Coincidence? Or a pattern we've been trained to dismiss? Now zoom in on Egypt. Pharaohs wore the uraeus, a cobra symbol, on their crowns. Protection, they said, but from what? Some theorists wonder. Was it a badge of lineage, a nod to something older, scalier, watching from the shadows? These stories aren't just bedtime tales. They're etched in stone, passed down for millennia. Why do they all point to the same idea, reptilian overseers at the top? Picture this. A secret handed down, not in books, but in blood. Elites guarding a truth too wild to speak aloud. Does that sound far-fetched? Maybe. But then why do these legends cling to power like a shadow? From Sumer to DC, the dots don't connect, they tease. Could these stories hold a truth we've ignored? Something that's been steering us all along? One thing's clear. The past isn't as buried as we think. Could the clues have followed us to Washington? From myths to modern day, could the clues have followed us to Washington? Let's talk about the people who've seen things they can't explain. Take 2018, outside the Pentagon. A night guard, Mark Teller, clocks in for his shift. Around 2 a.m., he spots a figure near a restricted gate. Tall, cloaked, moving too smoothly. He radios it in, but as he steps closer, the figure turns. Mark swears its eyes glowed, slit-like, before it vanished into the dark. His report, filed and forgotten. Was it fatigue? Or something the brass didn't want logged? Then there's 2021, downtown DC. A delivery driver, mid-route, pulls over near the White House. He notices a suited man in an alley, adjusting his tie. Normal, right? Except the driver claims the man's hand shimmered, scales catching the streetlight, before snapping back to skin. He grabbed his phone, but the man was gone. Online, he posted, "It wasn't human." Trolls laughed, but others chimed in, similar sightings, same area. Random hallucinations? Or witnesses to a slip-up? And don't miss this gem from 2015. A leaked memo, unverified, of course, surfaces from a Capitol janitor. It reads, "Third floor, West Wing. Found shed skin in the vents. Not a snake." The story fizzles, labeled a hoax. But why would a janitor fake that? And why do vents keep popping up in these tales? Locals whisper about tunnels under DC, old and unmapped. Could something be moving down there, out of sight? These aren't polished conspiracies, they're raw, messy accounts. People risking ridicule to speak. Are they all wrong? Deluded? Or catching glimpses of a truth too slippery to pin down? One pattern stands out. These oddities cluster near power, Pentagon, White House, Capitol. If they're real, what's hiding behind the suits? But what if there's evidence we're not supposed to see? Something concrete, waiting to surface? These stories beg a bigger question. What's being hidden in plain sight? Look at Washington itself. The city's a puzzle of symbols, carved into stone, staring us down. Start with the Capitol building. Its dome, grand and looming, mirrors ancient temples. But why the owl statues tucked in its shadows? Owls tie to wisdom, sure, but in some circles they whisper of watchers, predators with cold eyes. Are they just decor? Or a nod to something older, scalier, perched above us? Then there's the Washington Monument, a towering obelisk 555 feet of mystery. Egypt built these for pharaohs, those cobra-crowned rulers we talked about. Coincidence? Maybe, but dig deeper. Its cornerstone, laid in a Masonic ritual, hides a time capsule no one's opened. What's inside? Records say it's just trinkets, but why seal it so tight? Could it tie to secrets the founding fathers knew, secrets with fangs? Don't skip the streets. DC's layout, designed by Pierre L'Enfant, spins a web of angles. From above, some see a pentagram, others a serpent coiling toward power. Urban planning, they claim. Yet L'Enfant was sacked mid-project, his full vision buried. Was he silenced for drawing too close to something? Theorists point to ley lines, energy paths crisscrossing the grid. Do they amplify control or summon it? Picture this, a city built not just to govern but to signal. Symbols whispering to those in the know. Are we missing the message? Look at the dollar bill, eye atop a pyramid staring back. Reptilian lore loves eyes, unblinking, ancient, aware. Is this all art gone wild, or a trail of breadcrumbs? We're too distracted to follow? Stick around, there's more to uncover. Could these clues be the key to what's really running DC? Clues are one thing, but could technology reveal the truth? Let's dive into the digital age. March 2023, a Senate hearing streams live. Senator Laura Vance leans forward, mid-rant, when the feed glitches. For 3 seconds, her face distorts. Eyes narrow to slits, skin ripples like scales, before snapping back. Techs blame compression artifacts, but the clip explodes online. Zoom in, slow it down, those aren't pixels misfiring. Was it a mask slipping, caught by a lens too sharp to lie? Or just our minds playing tricks? Rewind to 2020, a virtual press briefing. A House rep's webcam lags, and his blink, sideways like a lizard's, loops on X for days. Deep fake, they cry. Yet the metadata checks out, untampered. Why does this keep happening? Glitches pile up. A governor's hand shimmering in a 4K interview. A diplomat's shadow bending wrong on TikTok. Coincidence? Or tech peeling back a veneer we weren't meant to see? Then there's the 2022 drone scare. An amateur flies over DC's restricted airspace, live streaming. At 300 feet, something darts past, humanoid but too fast, too sleek. The feed cuts, the drone seized, and the operators hushed with an NDA. Leaked frames show a silhouette, tall, lean, reptilian. Officials say it's a bird. At night, at that speed, forums buzz. Are drones catching what cameras miss? Picture this. Every lens, every pixel, a threat to something hiding. Text too good now, too fast, too clear. Are these slips accidents or warnings? If a phone can unmask a face, what's next? A voice? A meeting? A plan? The more we watch, the more we wonder. If this is real, what else are we missing? Something bigger, closer, staring right back through the screen? So where does this leave us? Washington hums with oddities. Senators freezing mid-speech, eyes flickering in ways cameras can't explain. Ancient myths of serpent rulers whisper through time, eerily mirrored in DC symbols. Owls, obelisks, streets that twist like coils. Eyewitnesses swear they've seen scales glint in shadows, while drones and glitches hint at faces too strange to be human. Are these threads just stories we tell ourselves? Random dots in a chaotic world? Or do they weave a picture we're not ready to face? No one's saying reptilians run the show, but the questions won't quit. Why do these clues, old as stone, sharp as a 4K frame, keep pointing to power? Who's really pulling the strings in Washington? Not us, not you, but something watching, waiting, maybe even grinning behind a suit. It's up to you to decide what's noise and what's signal. This rabbit hole doesn't end here. Hit subscribe, we're digging deeper into the shadows every week. Share this with someone who's ready to question the headlines. Drop your thoughts below. What's the weirdest thing you've seen in DC? Because if this is just the start, the truth might be closer and wilder than we think.